Welcome to Cocktails in the War Room. What's going on? I'm your host, Mistress Carrie. This is episode 208 of Cocktails in the War Room. And actually, welcome to my war room, which is an actual room in my house where I keep all of my military memorabilia, my family's military stuff, and also the thing that we are worried so much about every week is that this is where the bar is. So welcome to Cocktails in the War Room. This whole thing started back on March 14th of 2020. It's how we rode out the pandemic together. And now it's how we get together every weekday, or I should say every week, on Tuesday nights to talk about what's going on, to kind of be a support system. And if you are new to the War Room, you got to let us know in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from and let us know it's your first time, because the War Room family, as they are known, would like to welcome you properly. And if you're wondering who's making all the noise and the fuss that's happening, allow me to introduce you to Wednesday. This is my co-host, the big pain in the ass, and the one that actually runs the show. Wednesday, the Goth Pug, is where you can find her on Instagram. But she joins us for pretty much every episode, which is why she gets her own pug cam now. Because, otherwise she would just take over my camera. So just a little bit of a collection of some of the toys, some of her favorites from past episodes, and let the pug drinking game begin. I will be getting drunk, says Eric. There are a lot of inside jokes and drinking games that have been started by the War Room family, and one of them is that everybody drinks when I mention Wednesday. And it's kind of hard not to mention her when she's climbing on my lap and licking my hands right now because I have a pocket full of cookies. Elsa says blueberry cobbler. That is another one of the inside jokes. If you're new to the War Room, go to the dictionary. That is the first post in the Mistress Carrie blog at mistresscarrie.com. And you'll get caught up on all the inside terms, the glossary, the inside jokes, all of that. It's snowing, says Carol. Yeah, it was 76 degrees over the weekend, and tonight we are supposed to get flurries, possibly some freezing rain. It's going to be back in the 40s tomorrow, so it's not going to stick around. But yeah, there are going to be snowflakes in the sky tonight. So I want to say what's up to Melissa. Jessica's here. Michael, Keith, Christine, Will, Penny. Penny can't wait to see those pictures. Penny got one of the giant skeletons like I have. She's threatening to send me pictures, which I cannot wait to see. What's up, John Hall? Also, Mark Bish. Hey, congratulations to Mark, who did the Disabled American Veterans 5K over the weekend in the gross rain, cold, with over 1,500 other people. And he did a great job. Got the medal. You can see it in his profile picture right there. Let it all wash away, says Michael Cole. Jonathan's here. Tom joining us. Me not getting my t-shirts is an inside joke. Yes, Tom, we know. You and your damn t-shirts. All right, sit down. 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 Hey, no. Down. Down. Get down or you're not getting your cookie. Get down. You're being bad. You're not getting your cookie. You're too excited. Wednesday is so adorable and cute, says Jessica. Yeah, until she's told to do something, and then half the time she doesn't want to do it. Get down. Good girl. Okay, there you go. There's your cookie, you spoiled brat. Let's see. Did you see the pics of the centerpieces from my son's bar mitzvah? Brett wants to know. No, I did not, but I'm very curious. Cannot wait. Hey, Carrie, Wednesday and the War Room family, says Shannon. So can you back up a little bit so everyone can see you? See your cute face up here? There you go. Say hi to everyone Wednesday. That's nice. Let's see. Tracy joining us. Eric. Hey, why? There's nothing. I do want to let you guys know that if you're new to the War Room, one of the things you can always do is tell what I'm drinking in the War Room based on the container. And tonight, because of the cold temperatures, and because it's basically officially fall, I decided to dig out my favorite mug. I have been looking for big mugs to make Mistress Carrie mugs this big, and I haven't been able to find them that I can make with multicolored logos on them. But hot apple cider tonight in the War Room. So good. I mull my cider on the stove with some mulling spices, a cinnamon stick, and then when the water evaporates out of it, I replace said water with amaretto, vanilla vodka, and some Fireball to give you that kind of warm feeling inside. So cheers to you guys if you're keeping warm or if you're trying to stay cool, depending on where you're watching the War Room tonight. The mug of shut the fuck up. Exactly, Mr. Voorhees. Yeah, it's really delicious, Jessica, for sure. Rachel, just apple cider? Come on, Rachel. You know me better than that. No. Hot apple cider and no pants. I'm wearing pants. Sheesh. I have pants on. We got a lot to talk about tonight. I solved a family problem tonight. I put up the money. No family gatherings. Merry Christmas to me. Nicely done. We got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. Some shows and tours got announced. There is a bunch of new merch in the online Mistress Carrie store that is up for sale now. And I think you guys are going to be super excited about who's on the podcast this week. So one of the first things I wanted to do is I wanted to share some photos with you. Obviously, we were just talking about Mark and how he spent his Veterans Day weekend. So to any of the Marines that are watching, obviously last week we were wishing you guys all a happy birthday. So one more time, toast to the Marines, their 247th birthday. Cheers to you guys. That was on November 10th. November 11th was Veterans Day. And so cheers to all of the veterans here in the War Room, to anyone who has ever served, to anyone currently serving right now. Cheers to you guys. Thank you for all that you do. Veterans Day basically takes over the entire weekend. I hope you guys got all of the free meals. Some people got a 3 and even 4 day weekend. So cheers to you. Happy Veterans Day, guys. Okay, so a couple of things I want to share with you. Over the weekend on the 12th was the 6th anniversary of the day that I met my husband, actually. So he happened to be in Boston because of the Marine Corps birthday, because of Veterans Day, and we met at the Marine Corps Ball on November 12th, 2016. So we had our 6-year together anniversary because we met that night and we were inseparable after that. So happy 6th anniversary if the Hubs is joining us in the War Room tonight. I wanted to show you guys a couple of the things that I did over the weekend. I had a chance to go and see John Hill, who was the subject of episode 4 of the Mistress Carrie podcast. He is a Purple Heart and Silver Star recipient who was part of the Battle of Cop Keating and was portrayed in the movie The Outpost, based on the book by Jake Tapper. And he was invited up by the city of Foxborough and the Foxborough Veterans Services office to be the keynote speaker of their Veterans Day services, which they had at Foxborough High School. And so not only did John Hill come on the podcast, but you'll remember that he also came in the War Room with his now fiance, Johnny. And we had a really candid conversation with you guys about post-traumatic stress, about suicidal ideations, about the struggles of reintegration, about the toll that constant deployments and military service can take on your family and your loved ones. And it's an episode that not only of the War Room that they joined us on, but also that episode of the podcast is one of the episodes that I get the most feedback about. And I hadn't seen John Hill in quite a while, obviously, because of the podcast. He's really good friends with my husband, which is how I met him. And he came up to Massachusetts for the Veterans Day weekend to be the keynote speaker in Foxborough. And then we got to hang around. And so you'll see over here, we made a trip to the Bourne Veterans Cemetery, the National Cemetery in Bourne, Massachusetts, which, if you've never been, is spectacularly beautiful. It is so big it leaves you in awe of the veterans that are placed there. And there's just such a respectful display of patriotism. As you can see from the picture, there are American flags on every grave in the cemetery, and the cemetery is gigantic. Now, one of the differences, I understand why they do it, between this national cemetery and, say, Arlington, is that you'll see all the stones are uniform and they are all set into the ground. So when you drive through the cemetery, it just looks like fields. And when the flags are there, it's just fields of flags. Then obviously, as you look closer, you see all the grave markers. And so one of the people we went to visit is, and here in the War Room, we've discussed a lot of this stuff. You guys will remember when I've lost friends that I've been in here talking to you about it. These are two of the friends that I've lost over the last couple of years that we went to visit there. You'll remember my friend Andy Best. We called him Hamma. He passed away, and so we went to visit him. And then you'll also remember my friend Mike, who was one of the guys I was embedded with in Afghanistan. And that's me and another one of our friends that I was embedded with in Afghanistan, BAP. And actually, John Hill took this picture. He wanted to visit Hamma because he's friends with Hamma as well. But as he didn't know my friend Mike, but BAP and I went to the grave, and my friend Mike liked to drink Bud Heavies. So we made sure that we brought one with him to toast, or with us to toast him. And John Hill was like, I'm going to take some pictures of you guys. And so that's where this picture came from. And then I wanted John to get the full experience. So he actually got to join me in MCHQ, which he wanted to see what I did. I was on the air over the weekend. So he wanted to see where I recorded the podcast episode that we did together, and also where I do a lot of the radio shows that I do. And one of the things that kind of has become a tradition between my husband and I and some of my husband's friends is that my husband, anytime he flies into town, always asks me to pick him up at the airport with a cold beer and a hot pizza. And so as he and I have traveled together, when other friends of ours have picked us up at the airport, they too have picked us up with cold beer and pizza. And so getting pizza at the airport has become a little bit of a tradition, whether I'm bringing someone to the airport or picking them up. And John Hill really gets a kick out of the Boston way about all of us, all of the idiosyncrasies that we think are funny. We're very self-aware about our accent and our mannerisms. And he just laughed the whole time he was here. And so as I was bringing him to the airport on Sunday, we stopped at Santarpio's, and we had hot Santarpio's pizza in the car at the airport because I wanted him to squeeze every ounce of the Boston experience that he could out of his weekend trip. So that's me and John Hill in the car, literally eating hot Santarpio's pizza, and he and I in MCHQ. If you have not listened to episode 4 of the Mistress Carrie podcast, I encourage you to go back and listen to it. If you have not seen the film The Outpost yet, I definitely encourage you to go and see it. I believe it's on Netflix. And if you have not read Jake Tapper's book about the Battle of Cop Keating, he painstakingly researched the battle. And according to John Hill, who told us right here on the show, did a really good job of being very factually accurate and specific when it came to the battle, where there were between 400 and 450 Taliban fighters against 53 American soldiers. They are still the most decorated unit in any branch of the military from 9/11 on. And they lost 8 soldiers tragically. John Hill very close with a lot of those guys. 2 Medal of Honor recipients came out of that battle, 10 Silver Stars, including John. I believe 27 Bronze Stars with V. There were 5 Purple Hearts out of 53 guys. So it's just an amazing story. The fact that any of our guys survived, and to hear John tell it, to see him portrayed in the movie, to read the book about it. and to see everything that he has done in the civilian world after being medically retired after 21 years to advocate for veterans, for mental health, for substance abuse treatment is pretty spectacular. So where is Wednesday? Jessica wants to know. She's literally right here. See her? Yeah, she's literally right here. She's sitting next to me because she's hoping that she's going to get some kind of a cookie or a treat, but she's also a little bit chilly because it's getting kind of cold. So she's all snuggled up here on my lap. Carrie, I need some help. I have a car that I need to donate. What veteran organization can I donate it to? You have to research the veteran organizations individually. The car recycling programs sometimes change, sometimes expire. If anyone can help with a suggestion of where you can donate an old car to benefit a veterans organization, can you guys please post those links up in the comments? Jessica says she is so adorable. Let's see. Michelle says, oh, Wednesday, there's a newer one in Peabody on Route 1. Wait, what are you guys talking about now? Did I miss something? The Outpost, I need to watch that. Pretty sure I met someone who was in that when they visited here in Texas. John, it may very well have been John Hill, because he did, up until a short time ago, live in Texas. I believe in the greater Dallas area. He's relocated to Georgia now for a job, but it could have been John Hill. I mean, think about it. There were only 53 of them there, and 8 of them were tragically lost in the battle. So it's only possible to have met 1 in 45 of the people that survived the Battle of Cop Keating. So there's a really good chance that it was our friend John Hill. Let's see. Snowing here in Keene, New Hampshire, says Greg. Cars for kids monopolize the market around here, says Mark. There are places that you can donate the car. You just, it takes a little bit of research. I don't know one off the top of my head. Oh, there's a Santarpio's on Route 1 in Peabody, Tracy says. Yes, we went to the original, the OG in East Boston, but Santarpio's Pizza. Hey, don't scratch me. Come over here. Don't scratch. There you go. Good girl. Sit down. Let's see. Vehiclesforveterans.org. Amanda put the link up. So there you go. Donate your car to the DAV. The process is easy, and we provide free and convenient pickup. So there you go. Disabled American Veterans. There are tons of links here. This is one of the things that the War Room is great for, is that we're able to come together and use each other as resources to solve problems, which is just one of the things I love so much. So this is a lot of how I spent Veterans Day weekend. I got a chance to hang out with a lot of my friends, reconnect with some of my other friends. One of the pictures that I didn't put up here that you can see on my Facebook and Instagram is, actually, you know what? I want to put the picture up on the screen so you guys can see it. Hold on, let me see if I can make it work. So I've told you guys a lot of stories about my trips overseas here in the War Room over the last 208 episodes. And I talk a lot about the time that I spent in Afghanistan a lot, because I was with the same guys for the 3 weeks I was there. And a lot of us have maintained really close friendships. The thing about the Iraq trip is that, first of all, the guys didn't really have Facebook at the time, and it was harder to keep in touch with each other. And we moved around so much in Iraq that we only got to know guys for 3 or 4 days, and then we would go to another part of the country. And so it was a little bit harder to develop those friendships. But there are a few people that I have stayed close with, and there are some people that I don't get to see all that often. So I want to show you guys this picture. Now, you guys may or may not remember me. Oh, gosh. That is a... Where did the picture go? Hold on. I'm having some technical difficulties here. There's something going on with this computer that makes it. There we go. So you may or may not remember the story that I told you guys about in Iraq, where I high-fived the 2-star general after I landed in Baghdad, and that the major of the unit was like, "You're going to get me demoted. What are you doing? You've been on the ground for 10 seconds. You're going to get me in so much trouble." There were a few other things that happened while I was on my Iraq trip that made the major of the unit we were embedded with almost have an absolute aneurysm. This is the major from the unit. He retired as a lieutenant colonel, Lieutenant Colonel Jack McKenna, who is obviously, retired from the military now. He was actually at the Foxborough veterans event that I went to, where John Hill was the keynote speaker. I have not seen him since I got back from Iraq. And he came right up to me, and it was like no time had passed at all. He's just such a great guy. And we were joking about all the trouble we almost got him into with some of the shenanigans that we were pulling. And so I just want to send some love out to Jack McKenna and to everybody that I met in Iraq. That I know I don't talk about you guys as often as the Afghanistan trip, because it was a little bit harder to become as close, but I love you guys so much, and I think about you all the time. And if you go back in the episodes of the podcast, there is a Boston to Baghdad podcast episode with my producer from that trip, Combat Joe, that we call him. So if you're not as well versed on my trips overseas, there is an Iraq podcast and an Afghanistan podcast. And zoom right in on that nose, says Mike Voorhees. Yeah, I know. But go back and listen to those episodes, and you'll hear some of the stories that feature Mr. McKenna, or should I say Lieutenant Colonel retired McKenna. Let's see. So this is what I did over Veterans Day weekend. I know that Bish, you ran the DAV 5K. Did anybody else do anything of note over Veterans Day weekend that you guys want to talk about? Let's see. Rachel says, wait, how far from Plum Grove to, you guys are talking about Texas towns right now in the comments. All right, I'm going to let you guys do that. Okay, so I want to remind you guys that tickets are on sale for the big gig. The big gig is coming back to the DCU Center April 29th of 2023. The tickets went on sale last Thursday. The next big gig is going to feature Breaking Benjamin, Falling in Reverse, The Pretty Reckless, Beartooth, and Dorothy. Tickets are on sale now. You can get the details on the event calendar at mistresscarrie.com. But once again, Mike Shue and I are going to be there to host all the festivities, and it's going to be a great night. So if you do not have your tickets yet, you definitely want to get them. Let's see. Drove to North Carolina to visit my parents over the weekend. Got home today, says Melissa. Absolutely fantastic. I went to the veterans ceremony in Leominster near your hometown. That is awesome. I must have missed you Friday. I was there too, Carrie. One of my high school buddies is buried there. Yeah, the cemetery in Bourne is just spectacular if you've never been there. It's just so beautiful. Let's see. I marched in the USSV Pitts Post in honor of my father. The Trucktown Parade, good things, great turnout. That's fantastic, Richard. Great thing about living on the South Shore, I can go and get bar pizza or regular pizza. It's a mood thing. Which pizza I want, says Annette. I am always in the mood for Santarpio's because the pizza is absolutely fantastic. So I'm glad that so many of you guys took part in so many of the veterans parades, veterans services. To hear that so many of you guys went to cemeteries and visited either fallen veterans or fallen service members just warms my heart. So thank you guys for doing all of that. All right, let's get to our cocktail recipe for the night. If you are new to the War Room, we like to dig through some of the cocktail books that I have here in the bar. And this is always, something new. maybe find a new favorite drink or figure out what you're going to do with that bottle of vermouth someone gave you for Christmas last year. I like this one, the 57 T-Bird, an ounce of vodka, a half an ounce of amaretto, a half an ounce of melon liqueur, a half an ounce of peach schnapps, 1.5 ounces of fresh orange juice. Shake the ingredients, then strain into an ice-filled old-fashioned glass and serve. That's called a 57 T-Bird. And one of the things we always like to do here in the War Room is figure out how you would garnish the cocktails. Bloody Marys kind of have the monopoly on the buffet with a cocktail. And so we're always looking for ways to serve food and drinks together. So with something like this, it's got the amaretto, it's got the melon, it's got the peach, it's got the orange juice. It's very fruity, definitely lends itself to some kind of a skewer with different fruit wedges on it. You could put a piece of cantaloupe or honeydew on there. You could put a wedge of peach in there, maybe an orange wedge, some kind of sugary rim. It is going to be served in an old-fashioned glass, so something a little sweet for sure. This is definitely a hangover in the making, though, with all of the sugar between the amaretto, the melon liqueur, the peach schnapps, and the orange juice. It's like an after-dinner thing or something, but you drink too many of those and your head is going to be pounding. The peach gummy ring, says Donna. Absolutely. What's up, Ed? Thank you for joining us. So that is called the 57 T-Bird. Yes, very peachy, very orangey. Absolutely. Order steak tips online from the Tuckaway Tavern in Raymond, New Hampshire. Melissa, I actually saw the Tuckaway on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and I've always wanted to go up there because everything looks so good from the Tuckaway Tavern, so I definitely want to go up there. So that's our cocktail of the week, and that brings us to a bunch of the new stuff that's available in the online Mistress Carrie store. So the first thing is a recap of some of the stuff that you guys already know about, which includes the bartender tool. So we talked about this last week. This is what it looks like. The orders have already started coming in. It's definitely weighty. It's got a good wooden handle, but this is really well made. And just basically imagine a Swiss Army knife or a multi-tool for a bartender. It's got the two jiggers right here to measure the alcohol. This folds out so that you can, I know it looks kind of dirty, but so you can get all of the juice out of all of the different fruits, the limes, the lemons, whatever it is that you're using. There is the strainer to help you strain the ice and whatever else is in the glass out. There's a knife to cut the labels off the bottles. There's a bottle opener. There's also a corkscrew in there. And there's also a zester, which is tucked down in there as well. I don't want to break a nail trying to pry it out of there, but it does come out, I promise. Which, if you're not familiar with zesting, if you're not a baker, it's just the colored part of the rind, just the yellow off the lemon, just the green off the lime, not the white stuff, which is sour. But if you're looking for real lemon or lime taste, you want to take a zester to it. Orange as well, grapefruit in some cases, but there's a zester in here as well. So the 7-in-1 bartender tool is available. It's got the Mistress Carrie logo on the handle, and they have begun to ship out this week, which I'm super excited about. Also, because of the beverages that we are always talking about here in the War Room, I had coasters made. Now, you'll notice that the coasters are round and they have just the Mistress Carrie logo and not the Cocktails in the War Room logo down here. The reason for that is I could only get them printed in one color. And mass producing the Cocktails in the War Room logo just in white just wouldn't do the logo justice. So I opted to make the coasters purple with just the Mistress Carrie logo. When you order the coasters off the website, you get them in a set of 4. So not only do you get the purple wipeable surface with the Mistress Carrie logo, but they also are black with velvet on the back so that they're not going to hurt your table wherever it is that whatever service you're trying to protect. There's velvet on the back of these. So these are the Mistress Carrie coasters. These are only $10 for a set of 4 of them. I tried really hard coming up with merch items that were going to be in a different price spectrum so that there's a little bit of everything there. This bartender tool, I believe, is $30. The Backstage Pass holders can get it for $25 with a discount code. The coasters are only $10. You get a set of 4. One of the other things that just debuted is the concert approved bag. This is something that I really, really, really wanted to have because if you know my husband, I am constantly complaining now about not being able to take a bag into concerts. Now, most of the time I don't want to take a bag into concerts, but sometimes I need to because I'm either working or there's just stuff going on. And so you'll see a lot of pictures of me at shows wearing my long sleeve kind of green army coat. It's because it has a bunch of pockets. So I'm able to get into concerts and hold whatever it is that I need to hold. And so what I wanted to do was make a way for people to be able to get into shows and sporting events with an approved bag. Now, I'll tell you, I did a lot of research to find the size. This is clear plastic, and it fits almost all of the concert venues and sporting events. But if you get one of these bags, I encourage you, before you go to a show or a game, just double check on the venue's website, but it is going to fit most. So I want to show it to you guys. It is a clear plastic fanny pack. Let me hold it up here. What's white in there is a piece of styrofoam, and it's there to highlight the front pouch. So there's 2 pouches. There's the smaller front pouch that's great for, money, credit cards, your driver's license. And then the bigger main part of the pouch would definitely hold, a T-shirt. If you're diabetic and you need to take diabetic supplies into a show with you, if you are taking a service animal with you and you need to be able to carry dog treats or whatever it is, ladies, if there's things you need to take into a show because you just need to take them into a show, whatever it is. I had it made purple ink to match the purple on the bag. It's got an adjustable snap strap, so you can either wear it around your waist as a true fanny pack, or you can crossbody it as well. But this is only $20, and they're available on the website. And like I said, they meet not only the measurement requirements, but also the clear plastic requirements to get you into concerts. We give away a lot of tickets here in the War Room. I give away a lot of tickets to the Backstage Pass holders. And there are just so many more shows getting announced for 2023. And you're going to want to be able to get inside and be able to bring your stuff with you. And so I wanted to give you guys a way to do that and have it be cool, because finding these clear plastic bags can be a pain in the ass. They're hard to find. You got to order them. Sometimes you don't know what you're getting, but there you go. There's the Mistress Carrie crossbody or traditional fanny pack wearing, but that'll get you into the concert. So super excited about all of these. This $20, coasters are $10, bartender tool is $30. If you have a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass, you got a coupon code that'll give you 20% off of this, $5 off of this, and there's more coupon codes coming. And I want to let everybody know that there is a big Black Friday sale that's coming as well. So keep your eyes out for that. So those are 3 of the new merch items. The other 3 just hit the store today. I've been waiting for them for a while to pick out the right hats, and I finally got them all in. And so here they are. They just went up for sale on the website this afternoon. So there's 3 different options as far as hats go. The first one is the visor. This is a flex fit visor. It's adjustable with hook and loop on the back. It has a sweatband inside. It's flex fit. One size fits most on this one. It's got the Mistress Carrie logo right there on the front. But when I talked to the Backstage Pass holders about what kind of hats they wanted, the top 3 requests were visors, trucker hats, and fitted caps. And so I made all 3. So thank you to all the Backstage Pass holders. You guys are an invaluable resource and have great ideas. And also you're just great to bounce ideas off of. So this is the Mistress Carrie visor. It should fit pretty much everyone. It doesn't fit over the headphones, obviously, but the visor is available on the website right now. The second hat is the adjustable trucker cap. Again, the Mistress Carrie logo right there. I opted to do the logo. You'll see the purple flames there as well. White and purple on the purple hat. It's a white trucker hat, adjustable. Oh, it's got one of my hairs on it. Adjustable on the back. A lot of people love the trucker hats. This is the most inexpensive one in the store. And it's great for ponytails. So it's a unisex hat. One size fits most. But the purple trucker hat, I love the color. It's a really good shade. Actually matches perfect with my shirt, which says Fear the Purple. Thank you to my friend Wendy for sending that. The trucker hats are also available. And then probably one of the most requested things was not just the fitted caps, but the fitted caps in big or extra big and extra small sizes. So what I did was, because it's black, I wanted to get something that was going to vent. So you guys will see that this is a flex fit hat as well. That also has the sweatband on the inside, but it's vented. It's got the Mistress Carrie logo on the side. It is fitted, and these come in 4 sizes. They come in extra small, small medium, large extra large, and extra extra large. The double X hats fit up to 8 1/4. So for the people that have been asking me for extra big hats, because sometimes even the adjustable hats, they don't come big enough, these will come big enough. If you're not sure what size hat you need, if you go to this hat on the website, there is a measurement guide that tells you, depending on what size of a fitted hat you normally wear, what size to order. Extra small, small medium, large extra large, or double X. So the fitted hats are in black, vented, stretchy. No room for the ponytail, ladies, unless you want to wear the pony a little low. But these hats are really, really comfortable. You can either keep the brim flat, you can bend the brim, whatever it is that you want to do. But all of the caps are in stock now, and I'm super excited about it. The trucker hat looks like a baseball cap. I'm sure there's a difference. What is it? Educate me. It's basically the same thing. It's just baseball hats can be solid all the way around. The term trucker hat is usually because of the old school baseball hat style, the adjustable back, the hat from like the 70s, and it's got the venting in the back. The style is called a trucker cap. They go in and out of style all the time. Ashton Kutcher wore them all the time on Punk'd. And so that's just why they call them a trucker hat or a trucker cap. It is a baseball hat, but because of the snapback and the venting on the back, it has kind of that 70s baseball hat style, and so they call them trucker caps. Let's see. Hello, Eric. Thank you for joining us. With my melon, I need the double X. Well, Mark, you were one of the people that I made sure that when I found the black fitted caps, some of them don't come in the double X sizes. And so I picked this hat specifically because it came in extra small, and it also came in double extra large, because a lot of time with the fitted caps, and even sometimes with the adjustable hats, there are people that have super small heads and they don't fit. And every hat that they get is too big. Or if you got a big melon, nothing fits you. 8 3/8, but also oval. I bet you that this one will fit you because it also is lined with the elastic inside. So if you get the double X, I bet the double X is going to fit you. That double X would even fit LB's melon. Exactly. That's why I got the double X. Big head, big feet. Ooh, I get the hiccups. There's a winter hat on there. It's purple with a pom-pom top. Yeah, so there's 2 beanies in the store as well. There's a black beanie that folds up with the logo, no pom-pom. And then there's the purple pom-pom beanie with the logo as well. So there are now 5 hats on the website. the visor, the trucker cap, the fitted cap, the pom-pom beanie, and the standard black beanie. The winter hats, the beanies are so warm. If you haven't gotten yours, super, super warm. Heidi says, hey, MC, sorry I'm late. What's up, War Room family? Thanks for joining us, Heidi. Small feet, big head, said Jessica. So that's just some of the stuff that I've been working on. They range in prices. I really am trying to do everything that I can with inflation and supply chain issues to be able to keep the prices as low as I can. And also to be able to ship it as small as possible, to be able to control the shipping costs as well. But I can only do so much. So Eric says, you look amazing tonight. Thanks, Eric. Byron says, what's up? Hold on, let me take a sip of my hot apple cider because it's so good. 50 laps, says Melissa, if you're late for the War Room. 12 by 12 stadium bags. Those are in the works, Shannon. What started getting me down the rabbit hole of the bags was the stadium bags. And then when I found the plastic, the fanny pack bags to be able to get into concerts and stuff, I kind of got a little sidetracked and ordered that one instead. But yeah, the stadium bags are coming for sure. I'm just trying to settle on a design right now. So I'm just super excited that all of this stuff is in the store. It's all in stock and ready for the holiday, which has not been easy. I've been begging and pulling teeth to try and get all of this stuff in, and we were able to make it work. So, all right, let's talk about the podcast. Last week on episode 127, legendary music icon Edgar Winter was my guest. And Edgar Winter recently released a tribute album to his brother Johnny Winter, the late guitar legend, blues legend. And Edgar Winter joined me to talk about the album, the process of making the album, the cameo appearances, all of the people that appear on the record, everyone from Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top to Steve Lukather from Toto to Taylor Hawkins to Joe Walsh to Ringo Starr. Joe Bonamassa. It really is a who's who on this album. And I just absolutely loved Edgar Winter. He was just such a sweetheart, so giving, so amazing, talking about his brother. Just really wonderful talking and sharing the memories of their childhood together. I need a bumper sticker for my mobility scooter. There is a sticker pack on the website as well that comes with a bunch of different stickers, a vinyl press-on sticker as well. So yoga pants, Jessica, good idea. Sweatpants would be awesome. Footed pajamas. I'm looking for this stuff. Trust me, guys. But keep the suggestions coming. John Hall says, Frankenstein. John, he told me the whole story about recording Frankenstein on this episode and that it doesn't have anything to do with the movie. It doesn't have anything to do with Halloween. He actually thought that was funny that people associate the song with Halloween, as I did. So it was really great to know, or great getting to know Edgar Winter. He's just such an amazing guy, such a sweetheart, and I absolutely loved having him on the show. Down here is a screen grab from the interview. That's Edgar Winter in his home studio, and then obviously me doing the interview in MCHQ. So if you missed last week's episode 127 of the Mistress Carrie podcast, featuring the great, the amazing Edgar Winter, so you definitely want to check it out. Which brings us to this week's episode, episode 128 of the Mistress Carrie podcast. A guest I have been trying to get on for a while, and it took releasing a new album to get him on the show. The one and only David Draiman from Disturbed is my guest this week on episode 128 of the Mistress Carrie podcast. The new Disturbed album, Divisive, comes out this Friday. And we talked a lot about the music, a lot about the process of making this record. We talked about him collaborating during the pandemic with Nita Strauss. We also talked about the duet that he does on the new album with Ann Wilson from Heart. We talked about touring. We talked about his upbringing. We talked about songwriting, his voice. There is a lot of stuff to unpack in this week's episode. So episode 128 of the Mistress Carrie podcast goes live at midnight tonight, and it features the one, the only David Draymond from Disturbed. So I'm really excited. How about a regular bumper sticker like the WAF stickers with Property of Mistress Carrie? Melissa, I'm working on those actually. Trying to decide what size I want. I'm also working on motorcycle helmet stickers as well. I'm hoping to have those by spring, so we'll see what happens. Annette says, fuck yeah. Mark says, waka. Exactly. So super excited. Mike Wengren was on the Vader drumstick episode, you'll remember. And at the time, he couldn't give me any details about the new album. And now that the album is getting ready to come out, now that we've heard a couple tracks from it, David Draymond from Disturbed is talking to us this week about the new album. Tracy says functional pockets are worth their money. Tracy, it's something that my husband and I talk about all the time. Because my stepdaughter now, as she grows up, is starting to notice that fewer and fewer pairs of her pants have functional pockets in them. And that was part of the reason why I made the concert bag, because I want to be able to take stuff into shows. You guys know that a lot of the time when I go to shows, if I get free tickets, I always make it a point to buy a t-shirt. And I don't like putting my driver's license, my credit cards just in my pocket, because I'm one of those people that's always putting my phone in my back pocket and pulling it out. I can't tell you how many times I've caught myself dropping my credit card or my driver's license on the ground because I put my phone in the same pocket and pulled my phone back out. So that's why I made the concert bags. Shannon says, love David Draymond. Annette says he is one of the most amazing voices in rock today. Yeah, exactly. That's why I wanted him on the show. The fact that we've known each other for as long as we have, I think we met in 99 when the first record came out. We talked about it a little bit, just all of the stuff that we've gone through over the years. So that episode 128 goes live at midnight tonight. And if you subscribe to the Mistress Carrie podcast, not only are you going to get the weekly episodes, you're also going to get the bonus episodes. You never know when we're going to release those. And you are also going to get the situation reports, which breaks down the rock news of the week, all the headlines in music in general, the entertainment updates, all of that stuff. You're going to get it in 5 minutes. So if you subscribe to the Mistress Carrie podcast, you're going to get all of that automatically. And if you're wondering where you can subscribe to the podcast, well, it's on pretty much every podcast platform that there is. All the big ones, Apple, Google, Spotify, Odyssey, iHeart, Stitcher, Deezer. But all of the other ones that people use as well, Overcast, TuneIn, Podbean, CastBox, Podcast Republic, Podcruncher, Bullhorn, Podkicker, Podcast Addict. You can also watch or listen to all of the episodes right off the website at mistresscarrie.com. And I am working slowly, hoping by the end of the year or by spring that the episodes are going to start going onto YouTube as well. John Hall. Ironic that you say that. Why don't you have a YouTube channel? John, I do have a YouTube channel. It's at Mistress Carrie on YouTube, and that's where you're going to find all the episodes of Cocktails in the War Room. You're also going to find a lot of snippets from the podcast. The full-length podcast episodes I have not started to put up on YouTube yet, but it is something that is going to happen. But I absolutely 100% do have a YouTube channel, and it's linked right off of mistresscarrie.com. Ralph says, wearing your beanie hat to Amon Amarth on Wednesday. Absolutely. Somebody's saying, what about Brent Smith from Shinedown? He's been on twice. Zach Myers has been on once. How many countries are we up to? Don't rush me. Ready? 135, baby. We got another one this week. I told you it was getting close to adding a bunch of other countries. This is the updated map. 135 countries. welcoming St. Lucia. I don't know who's in St. Lucia. It's probably somebody on vacation that changed their location. But whoever's listening in St. Lucia, thank you. We are up to 135 countries listening to the Mistress Carrie podcast. And I am so grateful for all of you guys. You can tell by the shade of yellow and orange who's listening the most. So you'll obviously see the United States, Canada, Brazil. You'll see India, Australia, a lot of Europe, Russia. There's a lot of people listening to the podcast. Super excited. 135 countries. Just blows my mind. All right. There's a lot of music headlines to get to. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on. The first thing I want to tell you about, this tour just got announced yesterday. Theory of a Dead Man, Skillet, and special guest Saint Asonia, the Rock Resurrection Tour. The show is happening February 25th of 2023. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. and it's happening at Roadrunner, which is that new venue, the same venue that Alter Bridge and Mammoth WVH are playing in February. It's right on Guest Street in Brighton. And this tour just got announced. Theory of a Dead Man, Skillet, and Saint Asonia, February 25th at Roadrunner. You can get the details and the link to buy tickets on the event calendar at mistresscarrie.com. But the tickets go on sale Friday morning at 10 a.m. And Tyler Connolly from Theory of a Dead Man has been on the podcast a couple times. The guys from Saint Asonia have been on the podcast a couple times. So obviously, as that show gets a little closer, we're going to have to get those guys back on there. World domination, says Shannon. 135 countries. I am impressed, says Jessica. Thank you. Slowly taking over Africa, says Mark. Let's see. I have to get my brother in Tassie to listen. Where is he? It's kind of piss yellow, he says. America looks dehydrated. Yeah, I know. It does look like one of those things you would see in the latrines, judging by the color of your urine, how dehydrated you actually are. But really. All right. Speaking of Disturbed, the new Disturbed album, Divisive, comes out on Friday. There is a duet and cameo appearance by Ann Wilson of Heart. Over the weekend, Godsmack announced that their album, Lighting Up the Sky, is coming out February 24th. The new song, You and I, just got released as well. Godsmack hitting #1 on the rock chart for the first single off the new album, Surrender. It was Godsmack's 12th #1 song of their career. So the artwork is also released. It actually is really cool. It looks like the Earth and the lights that you would see from space, except they're all forming the Godsmack sun, which is very cool. Anthrax, Black Label Society are at the House of Blues on February 5th. Those tickets are on sale now. Record Store Day is coming up fast. It's Black Friday, February 25th. Oh, no, excuse me, not February 25th, November 25th. And I want to remind you guys that this is the day to go and celebrate and go and support locally owned brick and mortar, independently owned record stores. And Joe's Albums in downtown Worcester is an absolutely fantastic example of just a musicologist, someone that loves music, wanting to open an old school record store. It's not dirty. It's not dingy. There's great new music in there. His used vinyl is professionally cleaned and inspected and just in great shape. Plus, they've got all the hi-fi equipment, the turntables, all of that. So one of the many places you can go for Record Store Day, and there are a ton of releases. That Tom Petty Live at the Fillmore box set's coming out that day. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are releasing limited edition colored vinyl that day. So there's a lot of colored and limited edition vinyl that's coming out. Aaron Lewis is going to be at Foxwoods coming up on April 22nd. That show is on the events calendar at mistresscarrie.com. There's New Filter. Their song For the Beaten is out. They're saying their new album is going to be out in 2023. The Dropkick Murphys have their live stream coming up on Saturday. And then they've got shows on the 17th and 18th of March at the new MGM Music Hall at Fenway, and on the 19th of March at the House of Blues. All of those tickets are up for sale right now. Blink-182 has gotten back together, and they have put their tickets for sale for the TD Garden on May 21st. The tickets are on sale now. The tour basically sold out as soon as it went on sale. So if you're going to go and see Blink-182, you might get lucky and find some tickets. But if you go to a broker or you try to get them from someone else, you might pay a pretty penny for those tickets. The Trinity of Terror Tour is coming up fast. It's happening on Thursday. Ice Nine Kills, Motionless in White, and Black Veil Brides are going to be with Atreyu at the Tsongas Center in Lowell. That show is also listed on the event calendar at mistresscarrie.com. And then big announcement coming from Foreigner. They announced their farewell tour. And they're going out on the road with Loverboy. They're going to be at the Xfinity Center in Mansfield on August 5th. And those tickets go on sale this Friday at 9 a.m. Taylor Swift almost broke Ticketmaster today with the pre-sale of her tour. The general on sale for Taylor Swift's tour is Friday as well. Ticketmaster had better get their shit together because there are so many shows that are getting announced and going on sale this week. And Taylor Swift and her Swifties nearly broke Ticketmaster today, which is pretty brutal. All right, I'm trying to bring up the Grammy nominations here. There were too many of them for me to put up on the screen because there was just too many. But I'm going to bring it up here so we can talk about it because the Grammy nominations came out today. Super bummed out. We were talking about it last week. Shinedown did not get nominated for a Grammy this year. And I was really bummed out about that. I was really hoping that this was going to be their year, and it wasn't. And I'm crushed. I thought for sure Planet Zero or at least Daylight would get a nomination, but it didn't, and I was very sad. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. All right, let me bring up The Rock. Here we go. All right, here's the Grammy nominations. Let's talk about them real quick. Best Rock Performance for Vocal or Instrumental Solo, Duo or Group, or Collaborative Rock Recordings. So Happy It Hurts, Bryan Adams. Old Man, Beck. Wild Child, The Black Keys. Broken Horses, Brandi Carlile. Crawl from Idols. Patient Number 9, Ozzy featuring Jeff Beck. That's the title track off the new album. And Holiday from Turnstile. Now, remember when Turnstile was on the podcast and I told you guys, watch out for this band? As they say in Coming to America, aha. Turnstile nominated for their first Grammy. Best Metal Performance for New Vocal or Instrumental Solo, Duo, Group, or Collaborative Metal Recordings. Call Me Little Sunshine, Ghost. We'll Be Back, Megadeth. Killer Be Killed, Muse. Degradation Rules, Ozzy featuring Tony Iommi. And Turnstile, Blackout. 2 Grammy nominations for Turnstile. Best Rock Song. This is a Songwriters Award. This includes rock, hard rock, and metal songs in one songwriter's category. Black Summer, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Blackout, Turnstile. 3 Grammy nominations for Turnstile. Broken Horses, Brandi Carlile. Harmonia's Dream, The War on Drugs. And Patient Number 9, Ozzy featuring Jeff Beck. Best Rock Album. For albums containing greater than 50% playing time of new rock, hard rock, or metal recordings, Dropout Boogie, The Black Keys, The Boy Named If from Elvis Costello and The Imposters, Crawler from Idols, Mainstream Sellout, Machine Gun Kelly, Patient Number 9, Ozzy Osbourne, and Lucifer on the Sofa by Spoon. Those are the Grammy nominations. Just started flurrying here in Drake It. No, it is too early for show. Jessica says, I too was sad about Shinedown. Shinedown, wait till next year. Way to go, Ozzy. Nominated in every rock and metal category, which is pretty spectacular for his 13th studio album. Way to go, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Just a country guy here, don't hate, says Mark. Ozzy, says Annette. What I'm curious about is I couldn't believe the Foo Fighters didn't get nominated for more awards, although when the songs get released and the albums get released has something to do with that as well. But again, I was bummed out. Hailstorm didn't get nominated. I was bummed out. Slipknot didn't get nominated. Happy about Ghost, the metal category. Pretty interesting that Megadeth got nominated, that Muse got nominated in the best metal category. And I couldn't be happier for Turnstile. Super excited that they were on the podcast. 3 Grammy nominations this year. Just one of those bands I told you to watch out for, and I was proven right. So there you go. I love to be right. Ask my husband. All right. So that's all the headlines in music. Don't forget about the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. These shows are coming up fast. Mohegan on the 23rd, the SNHU Arena on the 25th, DCU on the 26th. There's a matinee and an evening performance on all 3 of those. And the tickets are available right now. Check the event calendar. All right, as far as new releases go, there's some pretty good ones that are coming out this week. We've already talked about the Disturbed album, Divisive, that came out, or that it's coming out on Friday. The Smashing Pumpkins. Normally new releases come out on Fridays, but the Smashing Pumpkins are releasing a 3-part rock opera. And it is the follow-up to Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, and also to Machina as well. The 3 parts are called Autumn. They're coming out in 3 acts. They're 11 weeks apart. So Act 1 came out today. Act 2 will come out in 11 weeks. Act 3 will come out 11 weeks after that. This came out today. Disturbed comes out on Friday. Jimi Hendrix's 80th birthday would have been at the end of this month. There's all kinds of stuff happening centered around Hendrix's birthday, including this Friday night. Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top is going to be on The Tonight Show playing Hendrix. It's either with Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel. Might be Kimmel. But Jimi Hendrix live at the LA Forum from April 26, 1969. This live album is finally being released. It comes out on Friday. And also Queen, the Miracle Collector's Edition. This is where you can find that previously unreleased Freddie Mercury song, Face It Alone. It's off of this collector's edition for their 1989 release, The Miracle. So this stuff, these all come out on Friday. The Smashing Pumpkins came out today. Mail call this week. As the Backstage Pass holders may be aware, the last couple of days have been a little rough. I lost internet last night. I was in the middle of updating the website. The loss of internet pulled my online store down. So parts of the website were down all night last night. I had the techs here pretty much most of the day today. I was not able to check the mail. So we'll have to do the mail call next week. But there's the address if you need it. Obviously, we talked at length about the website and the online store. I do want to put a plug in for Joe's Albums. Not only do they carry some of the Mistress Carrie merchandise, but they also have the Mistress Carrie rack that has my suggestions of vinyl when you go into the store. So this is at the Joe's Albums on Main Street in Worcester. So I want to say what's up to Joe and everyone at Joe's Albums. And obviously a list of all of the new merch that came out this week, the fitted caps, the trucker hats, the visors, also the concert and event bags, the bartender tool, and the coasters. And then everything else that's still up on the website, the t-shirts, all sizes, tank tops, all sizes, the beanies, the hoodies, pint glasses, the holiday ornaments, the tree ornaments in both black and purple are in stock. So if it's up on the website, it's in stock, order away. So that's everything that's up in the store. If you're celebrating your birthday today on November 15th, first of all, happy birthday to you. Happy unbirthday to Keith. And if you're celebrating your birthday today, you share your birthday with Chad Kruger from Nickelback, with Old Dirty Bastard, and also Frida Lingstad, who, by the way, I thought this was really funny. ABBA got nominated in some of the biggest pop categories at the Grammys, up against Adele, Taylor Swift, Beyonce. And if ABBA beats all of them, It will be hilarious. So Frida Lingstad from ABBA celebrating her birthday today as well. If you have a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass, I've been messaging you about a lot of the stuff that is going on. You should also have some exclusive discount coupons. Backstage Pass holders, we do an exclusive live stream every month. You can also submit podcast interview questions because I tip you off as to who is coming on the podcast. You get travel blog updates. I got another trip planned in early December. You get early access to event tickets, exclusive concert ticket giveaways. I have a few I Prevail tickets that are still up for grabs. So if you want to go to that show, it's happening at the MGM Music Hall this week. If you have a Backstage Pass, you got to let me know. You also can get the 7-in-1 bartender tool for only $25 through Cyber Monday. If you have a Backstage Pass, there's a separate coupon code for the bartender tool and then a separate coupon code for 20% off of the concert and event bags. And when the Backstage Pass holders get discount codes, I always make it so that they can use those discount codes on top of whatever other sales or anything that's happening. So that's just some of the benefits. Plus, you just get photo updates and just all kinds of stuff. So, hey, Wednesday, what's the matter? She's staring at the wall, barking. Should I be concerned? Hey, what's the matter? Hey, come here. Do you want a cookie? Did I say the C word? Do you want a cookie? What's mommy got? Oh, snap. Come over here. We'll put the pug cam on so everyone can see your cute face. Move over. Say hi to everyone. Come here. Come here. Sit. Want to have a cookie? Huh? Good girl. See? It's okay. Good girl. Let's see. Got a visitor? I don't know, Jonathan. Maybe a bear outside of your window. It's totally possible. If Vinnie Paul and Steel Panther approve of Nickelback, we all can. Not just Vinnie Paul, Dimebag Darrell. I mean, Nickelback wrote a song about Dimebag's murder, Side of a Bullet. That's what it's about. So Nickelback came out recently, Chad Kroeger, because they have their new album coming out called Get Rollin'. And he did an interview and he was like, I hope people don't think that we're serious when we write some of the songs. Like You'd Look Prettier with Something in Your Mouth. They're like, we write these songs joking that they'll never play them on the radio, and then they get played on the radio, which is kind of hilarious. She wants a treat now. Yeah, exactly. Good girl, Wednesday. Here's your ducking stingray. Maybe she senses a ghost, says Rachel. I wouldn't put it past her. Seriously. All right, so that is everything. Just to remind you guys of where you can find me online, including my YouTube channel. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Cameo, YouTube, the Patreon. All these links are at mistresscarrie.com. So if you're ever wondering anything, just go to mistresscarrie.com. It has everything. She's scared off a pack of coyotes. Give her a cookie. Yeah. I read that Vinny refused to play drums on the track because Nickelback nailed it. Interesting. I had not heard that. Let's see. Just heard Stained and their new song, very impressive, says Jessica. Any updates on Mom? Not really. Not much has changed. We are working on trying to get her to gain some weight because she doesn't want to eat a lot. And so we're working on that. But otherwise, just trying to figure out how to navigate the holidays. This is the first set of holidays that Mom hasn't been around. And we are afraid that throwing her into a big holiday situation with the family might be too much for her. That long rides in the car might be too much for her. So we're not sure how we're going to navigate the holidays yet. But here you go. Here's your last cookie of the night. Good girl. But basically, nothing's really changed since last week. But thank you for asking. Are you coming home for Thanksgiving? Coming home? I am home. Unless you're talking to somebody else. All right, so there you go, guys. Lots to cover. David Draymond from Disturbed, new podcast episode coming at midnight. Visors, trucker hats, fitted caps, concert bags, coasters, and bartender tools are all up in the website, in the online store, ready to ship. I'm going to spend a bunch of time shipping out packages tomorrow because people have already begun ordering for the holidays, which I appreciate. I want to get buried at the last minute. So if you're thinking about ordering stuff, get to ordering, the sooner the better. And otherwise, new podcast episode tomorrow, Wednesday, when I will be back next week. Right, Wednesday? Right? Come here. I want to say hi to everyone. Say thank you for watching the show. Huh? I want to say thank you for watching the show. Say goodnight. Can I have a kiss? Thank you. Good night, guys. Well, I'm not dead yet, says Keith. Ow. Hugs to mom. Let's see. Good night, everyone. Peace, love, rock and roll. Catch you on the flip side, says Melissa. All right, guys. I will see you guys later. Check out episode 128. Goes live at midnight. David Draymond from Disturbed. Good night, guys. Right, Wednesday? Right? I hit the button.